Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, and this is a video explaining what is happening with my Hitman guide. So everybody's asking, are you covering Hitman, are you doing this, that's my phone. That's my girlfriend telling me she misses me at the most opportune time. But anyway, the video in the background is literally footage of me playing today. On a new level, completely blind, trying to figure out how to do things, trying to figure out the best way to the guy, the best way to kill him without anybody seeing it, the best way to do it silent assassin. And as you'll notice throughout the duration of this video, is I fuck up a lot, because this game is hard. And sometimes when I cock up a few times I get a little bit frustrated and I just go on a massacre, and then I fuck up for that. And, you know, just so much trial and error, it's unbelievable, but it comes with the Hitman name. The difference is now they've changed a lot of mechanics as far as you know, fundamentals in the Hitman series. The one thing you could rely on was your disguise, and then they fucking broke it. They made it realistic and they made it less fun. So essentially a lot of this game, because there's two parts to this game so far in my opinion. There are the Hitman-esque levels where you go into a scenario, you've got targets to kill, you kill them, you get out, you're good. And then there are other levels which generally involve surviving, not being seen, stealthing through areas, escaping from people chasing you, just a whole host of different things that you've never really done too much of in Hitman, and they're extremely difficult to do it the way that I wanted to do it. And it's a shame, guys, it really is, because I'm not saying, at this moment in time, I love and hate this game in equal measure. And I'm going to explain a lot about it when I do the guide, because, you know, that's my opportunity to talk shop. But, like, there is so much shit in this game that is amazing. There is so much in it that is not. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to obviously do the hardest difficulty. I assumed it would be professional, and I was going to do it with silent assassin rankings on each missions, but every level is broken down into about 4 or 5 missions, and each one of these things are really difficult, and there are some levels that literally do not feel physically possible to do it on. And on this game the difficulty is handled in a different way, whereas before there was expert and professional, and on expert I think you got 3 saves, then on professional you got none, so you know, you got as good as you could on expert and the difficulties before it, and then on professional it was 1 try, 1 attempt. And it made sense on that game, because if you knew what you were doing, you could do those missions in anywhere between 1 minute and 9, and it worked. There was a flow, there was, you know, design, and it could be conquered. But this game, like, there are fucking missions on this where I just don't get them. I don't. And I've played every Hitman, and there are moments in this game that feel more broken than Hitman 2, that feel worse than Hitman 1. And if anybody played that, you literally walked into a room and somebody smelt your aftershave from 7 days ago, and that was it, you failed. And this game is really strange like that. There are missions that are extremely simple. Like this one here, it took me a while to understand what I was supposed to be doing, but the silent assassin was pretty simple on this. The mission after this, like, it took me an hour to get through the first 5 minutes. And the checkpoints, and very strange. But this game's difficulty is broken up into, there is your normal, easy, all that stuff on the left, and then there's the professional difficulties, and there's 3 of them. The first is hard, which gives you checkpoints and it reduces a lot of things. The other 2 are expert and purist. Expert takes away checkpoints, it takes away a lot more benefits, and the enemies are super alert. Purist it gets rid of everything. And everybody that knows me and knows my mentality towards playing games will understand at this point that I do not think checkpoints make difficulty. I think checkpoints make trial and error bullshit, and I don't have anything to do with it. So I don't do those games on those difficulties, and I'm in a bind here because I want to fully master this game and bring something nice to my YouTube channel, but I can't do it quick enough to help people. It's just not physically possible. The game is too goofy, too trial and error, it's like Splinter Cell 1, only worse. It's madness at times. So I can't do this on Purist because every time you fuck up, you go back to start at level, and I don't know how the levels are broken down, but it's not realistic, guys, at all. It isn't. There's no achievement for it. It's not realistic. I will be going back and doing videos off Purist just because I want to bring a lot of content for this game because it's great. But for this guide, I mean, look at that. Look at that. Do you see that? And the funny part about it is, if I'd have been using my radar a little bit closely, I might have been able to tell that there was a guy there. But if I go on any difficulty higher than this, you don't have a radar. So why would you get used to using your radar when you're going to be playing on a difficulty that takes it off you? So strange. But I personally think they've gone too far with this game with difficulty, because the last two completely ostracizing the community, because the only people that are going to play them are the sociopaths, are the absolute psychos. Because there's no checkpoint, so when you fuck up, it's the full level. And that is not fun, doing that. And it leads to moments like this, where I'm just like, fuck it, I'm going to beat everybody up. And that's exactly what I did, because I pressed the button, I believe by accident, it punched a guy, it screwed it for me, so I thought, oh, why not, let's have a bar fight. And then I died. But expert would be good, but there's no checkpoints. If I could do expert and there were checkpoints, I'd be fine with it, but without them, fuck that. Just completely fuck that. There's an achievement for beating this game on one of the professional difficulties, and hard will count. So the guide is going to be on hard, so that it can help people get that achievement, because the majority of people who will need a walkthrough will be the people that aren't willing to go the extra mile that you do on Purist and difficulties like that. What I did want to do is I wanted to get Silent Assassin rank on every mission, like I did on the past games. And on this game it's weird, because there's 4 parts to a level. You can do absolutely dog shit on the first 3 parts, and on the last part do amazing and still get a Silent Assassin. At the same time, each of the individual levels that build up a single level, you can get Silent Assassin's rankings on each of them. Or I believe you can, but there are some of them that you don't even seem to be able to get enough points, even when you do it flawlessly. So I can't say I'm going to get Silent Assassin on all the individual parts, because for all I know there are missions where it's physically impossible, and that will ruin the guide. So it's this really awkward position where I would love to do Purist, and I could do Purist, but there is no way in balls that I would be getting Silent Assassin rankings, because it's just too much trial and error. And it would literally take me a few weeks, and that's time I don't have. On the flip side, I can do hard. I can try and get as many Silent Assassins as I possibly can on hard, but even that, like, this is day 2 of owning this game, and I haven't beat it yet because it's hard. Because I've started on, the 3rd hardest difficulty, which is enough to get all the achievements from, because you don't have to go any higher. It's the only difficulty, it's the highest difficulty with checkpoints, and the checkpoints are shit. There's perhaps 1 in a level, and they're so badly designed that you can do an assassination, hit a checkpoint, and then after the checkpoint, the person you killed is still alive. So it's just really strange at this moment. Certain missions are brilliant, they work, it's Hitman as we've always known it. Other missions, it's just madness. And what do you guys think? Like, I will be playing Purist at some time, but there's no way I can make a guide of it, and if I do, it'll literally be mistakes and all. Nowhere near good ranks, getting through it full efficiency. Like, every time I get seen, my hard boilers are coming out and I'm killing people, because, if you die, back to start. And the game loads quite a lot. It's very strange. I don't know how close to being through the game I am, but when I did a search on YouTube to see people playing on Purist and getting Silent Assassins, all the videos are the same. They're all the same level. They're the only level on the game that's you can almost fall into a Silent Assassin ranking, because it's easy, and I'm not taking anything away from these people's skill, but not getting a Silent Assassin is the difficulty of that level. It's levels like the Orphanage that I'm thinking on, where you don't have to kill anybody, you have to find fuel cells to power an elevator. And what have they done? They've put 50 guys in this orphanage, and your disguise doesn't work because they decided to change that. So, and right now you can use a feature called Blend, which uses your adrenaline on the side, but it's fucking worthless. It's such an interesting perspective to be in right now, folks. It really is. Because, as you can tell from this video, this is literally content of me practicing my run for the guide. And, like, this game is wrecking me. And it's great that I'm having difficulties with it, but I'm having difficulties for the wrong reasons. And a lot of people that have played Hitman before, a lot of die-hard Hitman fans, I'm really curious to see what they think about some of these missions, because some of these missions, it's crazy. It really is. Like, they're nothing to do with assassinations. It's very strange. But like I say, you'll get the full opinion of the game as I bring the guide out. And if you do like Hitman, this game is fantastic, but I would not recommend starting on the harder difficulties because the game is too punishing. It's too difficult if you're going to be so strict and strenuous. Like, starting on Purist, you can do it, which is amazing, but there's no point because you're just going to be seeing that loading screen because you're going to fuck up all the time. Like, some of the missions I've passed to get here, I'm honestly fearing doing again because I know that they're rough and I know that they're tough. And it's all because of what they've done with the disguise. And if you don't know what they've changed and you're wondering why I keep mentioning it, basically on the old Hitmans, if you got a disguise and you were walking around an area that disguise worked in, you were fine. You would never have to worry about what you were doing as long as you weren't running and as long as you weren't bringing attention to yourself. And to me, that's a perfect balance. The disguises were difficult to get, but they rewarded you with this immunity that was temporary but still empowering. On this game, anybody who's wearing the same outfit as you can kind of tell that you're a bit shifty, and each one of them has got eagle vision, so they can see you through a wall, reflecting out of, you know, the eye of a wasp. It's too much. It's really too much, and it's more realistic, sure, but there's nothing realistic about every single police officer knowing every single other police officer, like they're all symbiotically linked, which makes no fucking sense. What are they, a hive mind? And this is me shooting. Watch this. This is hilarious. I shoot this guy to see if I can assassinate him from this window. I kill someone in the crowd before I kill him. Who is this dude? Ridiculous. But the guide is coming. I'm trying my best, folks, but the game is hard. And I hope you enjoy it. Regardless of what the final product will be, you will be seeing more content from this game as I do some perfect runs and some really cool scenarios, because the game's awesome when it works. When it doesn't work, it makes me want to stab things like a picarist in a Jack the Ripper suit in Whitechapel. It's just madness. But thanks for watching, folks. I hope you're looking forward to it, and you take care now.